Sorry? He points at me. Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Listener Land. I'm glad you're all here. It's nice to see you all. Apart from you there, that's not pretty. Stop doing that straight away. Oh, so how are you two today then?
It's the swap shop, everyone.
Well, you're not swapping. How are you two today?
Well, all right, we're good. We're good. Bit of an hay fever issue going off.
Yep. Welcome to my world.
Yep. A bit of a sneezes and streaming eyes. Not musically streaming, but, you know.
So if these two can
Waterfalls.
get it's not tonight, it's acceptable. Hay fever season. And how are you, Louis?
I'm very good, thank you. And how are you?
Oh, I would have thought you'd never ask.
How has your week been?
My week's been okay.
Good, Wayne. How's your week been?
Yeah, as normal.
Lovely, lovely.
Well,
I think
work and no play.
We'll wrap it up here then.
And good
That's
night.
Good night. Oh, you didn't get to say it on last episode. Were you gutted?
Did I not?
And he says, and we'll say good night on that, and you goes, nothing.
No, I did say it. He must have cut me off.
Oh, thank God for that. Anyway, I'm going to start
It's only a bit that I get right.
That reminds me about something. I'll talk to you at half time when we have a quick
Intervals.
Yeah, well, we have half a lemon and we have a bit of a rub down with chamois leather. I've got a joke for you.
Yeah.
This woman has to ring radio station, local radio station. So she rings them up, and the chap answers phone and says, "Congratulations, you're our 1,000th caller of the day. You win today's star prize if you can answer this very simple question. Are you up for it?" She says, yeah, of course I am, yeah. Right. Now, I must warn you, today's question is on mathematics. Oh, she says, that's handy because I got a degree in maths and I teach maths at local primary school. Good for you, he says. Right, he says, the question is this. No, she says, what's the prize? Oh, well, the prize is 2 tickets to see Justin Bieber. You get a backstage pass, access all areas, meet and greet. He might even sit on your knee if you ask him nice. The day is yours. Right, this is your question. What is 2 add 2? 7. Okay. What?
It's a dad joke.
Oh, yeah. I'll leave that one with you.
You might have to explain it to me.
She said she's a maths. She got a degree in maths, and she says
The price for Justin Bieber.
7.
So she got it wrong, so she didn't win it.
Oh,
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. He's the one with the big brain round here.
I guess I'm on another level.
He's left it at home.
Speaking of another level, that was a 90s boy band. Music.
Oh, right. Mine were music. All right. It was Justin Bieber.
It were a music radio show.
And just for all the Justin Bieber fans out there, I do apologise. The answer was actually 47.
So now you know. So,
What do we know?
What do we know? Have you
He's clutching this bit of paper here like he knows something.
news just in.
News just in. Have you ever heard of something called Sounds Right? And it's sponsored by the UN.
Sounds right. No.
Right, I'll explain. Apparently, this is a new thing that they're going to do. And what it will do is, well, Beatles' track, Blackbird,
Yeah.
had chirping in it.
Chirping.
Riders on the Storm, Black Doors, had rain falling, sounds of rain falling in it.
Thunderstorm.
Yeah. And this new project, which is called Sounds Right, will see nature benefit from tracks.
Okay.
So what they will do is they will release tracks with nature in it, whether it be weather, climates, or animals, or something of that, as long as it's to do with nature. And the artists who are included automatically split their profits with the environment.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, and one of the tracks they'll also remaster tracks, and one that they are doing at the moment in time, which I think will be first one, and they haven't said which one it'll be. I don't think, and it's a Bowie song, and it's going to include birds, bees, wild pigs, and hyenas.
Wait, hold on a minute. So the song has to already include these sounds?
No.
So they're going to add these sounds in?
Any reference to...
So any new tracks done by these artists...
But Bowie's dead.
So that's why I said they're going to remaster it.
So Life on Mars...
So what?
It's a god-awful small...
Yeah. Yeah. So
no.
Yeah. Well, it might not be that track.
You can't just turn any old song into Old MacDonald.
It might be,
just to give a badger a pound.
Well, it might be like Climate.
Well, we cut the middleman out and just slip the badger a pound. There you go, mate.
Well, that's what they're going to do. And
so they're going to remaster them and incorporate some nature sounds.
On some of it, when they're on the remastered ones, they're going to incorporate some type of nature sound, whether it be a weather climate or an animal or...
So they're going to do stones, wild
something
horses.
like that. So the remastered ones will be redone with something in it.
Oh, that was a pig. There's a pig. I heard a pig.
and the new stuff that's done by the artist will already have it in production on the
Is
track
this an
when it comes
incentive
out.
for artists to actually make records?
I think it's something for environment.
Just really loud on your mic.
What?
You keep drumming on the table.
Oh, right.
Are they going to? Is that to like encourage artists to incorporate things within their music from now on?
It just said that it was a new project that's up and coming to help the environment, and that's one of the things that they've come up with. It did say that there is other.
Now we are laughing, but I do like the incentives.
Yeah, it did say that there is other things that they are in the procedure of doing with other.
Right.
And the royalties for these are going to be split.
But what they'll do is obviously they'll get in contact with a artist or a band or an estate like Bowie and say, look, can we remaster, I don't know, this track, and I want to put wind in it. Or
is there any way that we can slip an eagle into
Wild is the wind.
Yeah, so there'll be things like that in it. So whatever.
Crazy horses.
Well, it already has a horse sound in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
no, it's a synthesizer. I've got them all.
you don't have to subscribe. You can just leave. It's fine.
We'll
just keep
understand.
going.
Skippy the bush kangaroo. See, they're all there when you think about it.
Don't they do that?
It's like a hypnotist trigger, that wasn't it?
What's
So,
that,
yeah.
Skippy?
So
it's
that's
fallen down a well.
So I thought you'd like that one with Bowie.
It's got that one.
Apparently that's going to be the first one that comes out, but it didn't say which song they're going to do.
Oh.
It just said the first one to be
but he did have a
remastered.
song with dolphins in, didn't he?
Well, this is going to have wild pigs, hyenas,
he
birds,
did.
and the bees. What I want to is the birds and the bees two people shagging?
Only you would think of that.
I'd like to know how it gets decided where it's going to go. Like,
What do you mean?
Well, let's say there is a wild boar on a Bowie track,
And there will be.
and they're going to be like, "All right, great, we get to give a certain proportion to the wildlife," and that is what, like,
Do we know
the
what-
local pony club?
Yeah, is it going to the
didn't
Wildlife
say.
Fund? Is it
didn't
going
say.
to the Forestry Commission?
It's
Is
going
it-
to
is it
the
going to-
environment.
of some aspect.
Oh,
Okay,
And it's
all
called,
right,
and
that's
it's
what it
called, is it just a New Sounds? Sounds Right, it's called. And it's sponsored by the UN. It's an environment.
We could be
environmental
heroes. Don't you mention
production.
dolphins in that?
oh, swim like dolphins can swim.
See? That might have that in. And then a hyena on bank laughing at it.
I don't remember that line.
So what do that's remastered bit.
Speaking of giving back and things like that, so Harry Styles has actually got his own charitable foundation where he gives a proportion of his ticket sales to style conservation in the Natural Trust. So do you know when
Really?
you go over fence and stuff like that? So a lot of them are falling into disrepair, and the councils can't keep up with the payment for them. So he supports them, gives them money to it.
That's very considerate of him.
Harry Styles as well.
Yeah,
I was
that's
just about to
play on
say,
words,
is that
yeah.
something to do with his name?
No, I think it's good that artists.
I'm
obviously-
joking.
Oh, for God's sake!
It's a good job his
How
second.
are we there?
I know, it was good, wasn't it?
It's a good job his second
Yeah,
name.
no,
We're there.
I was with you there because I could have seen him doing that.
Well,
Or
it's
I could see this generation of new artists doing things like
Well,
that.
it's a great play on words, but Harry Styles is actually an investor in the new Co-op Arena in Manchester or Salford.
Right.
So have you heard about the Co-op Arena?
No.
It's the biggest arena in Europe. It's a big one.
He sounds like it's Trump now.
It's
People have never experienced anything so grand.
so there's been a bit of controversy around the Co-op Arena at the moment because there's been a lot of delays and gigs have been able to push back. Famously,
I have
DCK
heard
has
it,
been
yes. They had to do it other day, didn't they?
Yeah,
It should have been opened on, were it Tuesday?
Yeah.
And they had something to do, were it with lighting?
There's a lot of things to do with like the safety management of it or something like that. And people have been complaining at Co-op, right? And the Co-op have had to say, you know, we're a sponsor of it. It's not actually our arena.
Oh, right.
Like, because the Co-op. So for those of you who don't know, the Co-op started the cooperative, and that is from Manchester. And they've got such things as like Co-op funerals and Co-op schools and Co-op shops, all that stuff. Now they're doing arenas, and it's the biggest one in Europe. So there's a lot of excitement around it. Anyway, Harry Styles is an investor in it.
Okay. What do they do with this arena? Is it just arena for...
It's a music arena, but what they've actually done is something which is interesting, yet I consider to be a little controversial. So what the Co-op Arena are in meetings with are, bear with me as I just refer to my notes,
Oh, another recipe.
Oh.
Music Venue Trust, right? They're having a meeting with the Music Venue Trust about a ticket tax, right? So they want to propose a £1 ticket tax aimed at supporting grassroots venues. So £1 will be added onto the cost of a ticket.
Another...
I know, right? So this is controversy.
surcharge.
So the good thing is it's going to go to grassroots venues. Now, that could be just a guilty conscience thinking, well, we're going to steal a lot of custom because we've got this whack-off stadium, right?
Yeah. All the small venues around it will close.
Yes.
Well, they won't really, because you're always going to have a tier of different bands,
Like,
different sizes, aren't you?
What is this ticket? Again, like with the giving back to animals and stuff, who's deciding where this goes and what proportion do they get and what benefit are they actually going to get?
At least they're doing something.
Well, they're trying to.
At least they're doing
It'll
something.
probably be
But-
Co-op that decide, won't it? They'll say, right, so next. Or
So long as the grassroots, as you call it.
Well, it seems to me, it seems a bit like greenwashing. So they've built this massive arena and they're trying to greenwash it into something of the, well, what we're actually going to do is we're wanting to put a tax on so that we give money back to these smaller venues that people no longer go to. But it looks like we're doing good things rather than us just building this gigantic stadium.
Right. Okay.
And are these grassroots venues just in Manchester?
Well, it's yet to
benefit
be
from it? Or
discussed
will
yet.
it be
So
a-
I imagine maybe the Co-op one would be Manchester because it's local areas. So if it's a tax that's distributed nationwide, then it'll go to the areas around it.
So it's a tax evasion, really.
But it's only a tax on a venue with over 5,000 capacity.
Over 5,000.
Yeah, so that's only when the ticket gets applied.
Oh, right.
Now, let's not forget that these concerts, to go to these venues, these huge arenas, are already really expensive.
Yeah.
I know you're thinking, well, £1's not much, but these concerts also add an admin fee.
Yeah.
And people
Booking
have,
fee,
Yeah.
this fee, that fee.
and people have already noticed that there's a £1 optional donation added to the ticket price for an up and coming Billie Eilish concert, and proceeds will go to something in America.
Something.
Yeah, something to do with
Or
it.
is it something that Billie Eilish is promoting?
Well, they've said that
Donald Trump campaign.
They've said that Co-op Live aren't part of it, so it must be organised by Billie Eilish.
Right. Because she's getting a bit right on at the minute, isn't she?
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't mind that. But she wants to just be careful.
Ooh, threatening talk.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No,
She
no,
wants
because
to be careful.
I will
She'll
explain
feel the
this.
back of my hand.
Coming over here, telling us how to listen.
No, because she's been having a go at people lately, all the big artists. She's been having a go at them and saying, you're wrong in what you're doing because you're having all these variants of your tracks that you're releasing. You're having a 12-inch single in black, a 12-inch single in purple, a 12-inch single. You're having a cassette this, you're having a vinyl that, and loads of different variants of a particular album or a particular single or whatever. And she's up in arms about it. She's saying, don't you realise the waste that you're doing? Because all her records allegedly are from recycled products.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's quite cool.
Yeah, that's quite good. It's a good standpoint for somebody of her stature to kick that one. That's great. However, her last album that sold something like 17 million in 22, was it? 21? She had 30 variants of that. So, be careful.
Be careful. That's an interesting question, though, right? So, for some people that are as successful as the likes of Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish and the rise in popularity of vinyl, where are the vinyl materials being sourced from?
Where are? Because it's difficult to source them, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's a.
I read something about this. The people that sell vinyl as last year made a profit of 14.9% up on the previous year.
And you were questioning whether vinyl, a few weeks ago, not that far away.
Yeah, I did.
But you didn't realise how popular it was.
No,
did
I
you?
didn't know. No, because I've lost touch with it.
Yeah,
Because
it's easy to do that.
because-
Since we started doing this,
because it's been
that
out.
we realised that it has grown to such an extent.
And it's just that easy now to stream. That's the reason why.
But like Louis is alluding to,
But it's
here,
14.9%.
raw materials to create all these vinyls that is so popular is difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
And not very environmentally friendly.
there's an alarming statistic about modern records that because some of them are recycled, that a lot of the new ones are contaminated.
With
Well, at least 12% of new vinyl records are contaminated with old Des O'Connor albums.
never.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not having any more.
Imagine that.
That's
Imagine
me
getting
done.
found out with a bit of Des O'Connor on your new album.
That's me done.
Jesus.
I'm back to 8-tracking car. Me now. Des O'Connor. He had a track called. This shows how weird my brain works. But he had a track called Dick-a-Dum-Dum. Dick-a-Dum-Dum, Dick-a-Dum-Dum, Dick-a-Dum-Dum. Yeah, I know them all.
Dick-a-dum-dum.
Yeah.
What exactly does that mean?
I've no idea.
It sounds like sexual abuse to a retard.
Dick.
I don't know if retard's PC, but you get the gist.
I get you. Yeah. See, I told you got a big brain, didn't I? We're paying for it now.
So, that's Dick-a-dum-dum. But yeah, recycling, that's important for these vinyls.
She's
when you
making a
think about-
standpoint,
Yeah.
and I applaud her for that. I think she don't want to shout too loud at other artists that are making multiple variants because she is also.
Yeah.
All right, hers are recycled.
I wonder how much sway she has actually over that. I mean, we're saying that she has how many variants?
I don't believe for 1
Well,
minute.
last album 30.
Well,
I don't believe for 1 minute she's not getting something out of it.
Well, but what do we have to compare 30 variants? 30 variants might be low for somebody.
It might be,
for
and
somebody
it
who's-
probably is.
So somebody selling at her volume,
Yeah.
we don't know that there are different legislations for what they do in Germany as opposed to
Yeah,
Canada
yeah.
or America.
Yeah, that's just probably. You're right. That's just to sales in US.
Yeah. Well, it might not be. That could just be. It could be. They might have different rules.
But there's going to be all these different rules for different countries
Yeah.
where they're going to be. Picture. You look at pictures of this; they're so collectible, and coloured vinyls. They're so collectible that they're going to bank on people buying the not for the music that's on it, but because of the collectability of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all got a picture disc, or we've all got a green single or 12-inch single or whatever from years back when it was all a bit of a novelty. They're worth fortunes now. Some are. My Des O'Connor one, Dick-a-Dum-Dum in bright blue, isn't, fortunately.
Classic track.
Oh,
But they are. But now people just buy them. They don't even unwrap them. They're sealed and they just don't. That's it.
I just don't believe people like that don't out for out.
What?
She's got to be
Oh.
doing something. She has to benefit from that. Somewhere along the line, she will benefit from that somehow.
On the subject
She
of
benefits on sales.
she's got to.
The more sales, the more she benefits.
She's got to benefit something.
Billie Eilish is one of the main culprits responsible for the rise in popularity of albums. So for a while, albums were deemed as dead. It's all about singles. It's all about EPs and variants of singles, right?
Yeah.
Or slowly releasing albums. No, actually, scrap the slowly releasing albums. But the main contenders like Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish and Harry Styles and stuff, they're dropping albums, and there's a lot of hype around albums. But Taylor Swift just dropped an album.
Poet something or other?
Yeah, Dead Poet Society.
No, it's not that.
Something like that. It's something like of that ilk. But it's being slammed as a load of dribble, just a diary that's been put to backing music. But on my point of albums, they're putting a lot of emphasis on the album, and there's a lot of hype behind the album, and people are buying albums again, rather than just like throwaway singles, which is important.
Right.
So the album is coming back thick and fast.
Yeah.
Which coincides with the popularity of vinyls.
Yeah. But the other side to that, what you were just saying there, is that it's a winner, whether it's good or bad, that album.
Yeah.
It could be, the tracks that's on there could be exceedingly poor. I'm not saying they are. I'm saying they could be.
Will be.
Some of the main criticisms that I'm hearing about it is that she needs to stop working with the producer that she's working with because she's not being challenged enough. No one appears to be editing her, saying, let's not put that in. Let's do this. Let's try something different. She's going for the same old narrative, and she's playing a lot of victim cards.
Yeah.
But it seems to be just like line after line, very, very obvious rhyming patterns. People are getting a bit like
she is
frustrated with it.
so big now, so big.
No one's saying no.
It's so she's incredibly.
She's in news every week.
Well, she is
for something.
Yeah.
Usually crap,
but it's got to such a state now
it for summer
where there's certain music magazines and music press that won't print bad word about her because their fans have said they will boycott them.
Yeah, they're aggressive. Their fans are like trolls.
They call her mother.
Yeah,
they call her mother.
That's the thing. What people do to new artists.
Ooh.
It's weird. It's like cultish. The fan base now, or the like Gen Zs and below, are strange. They become very like keyboard warrior cults, and you can't criticize Messiah.
So you've got a lot of these.
Yeah,
a
lot of these music press that are going to say, "Oh, it's a great album," because if they don't, they're going to have 3.6 million people just unsubscribing. People
get death threats if they say something ill about Taylor Swift's music.
We love her.
Well, actually, no, we don't.
Wayne doesn't like her.
I don't.
Send us threats.
I think she's shy.
Well, while you are threatening, if you could just head over to YouTube and like and subscribe, then you'd know what we say in response.
Yeah.
Listenerland podcast.
Listenerland. Like and subscribe. 5 stars. The show that doesn't mind telling you the truth.
Whether you want to hear it.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
PC, what PC?
Starts out speaking from the R, ends speaking from an IPA.
Ooh. No, that was that. A lot of talk the other way. There's a lot of conversation around that at the minute. That it's good to be popular, but it has its dark side, doesn't it? It has its negative side, should I say?
In what aspect are you referring to?
Because her fans are that loyal to her that you can't say anything. You can't say a track's bad.
Swift is, yeah.
But the thing is she bothered about that?
Well, she leaves all these Easter eggs and things.
Nurture that slightly.
I feel like she is nurturing it. One of the things that have come out against her is you get a lot of protests about. No, I'm not trying to get political here, but the Israel and Palestine thing, you might have heard about it. Now, there's been lots of protests about stop the war and all this sort of thing. She could say one thing.
Yeah.
And she'd get millions of people behind her.
Yeah. She could use it to a positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying pick a side. I'm just saying say
stop. Yeah, get your point.
And that could create a tsunami of opinions and thoughts.
Not necessarily what they believe, but it's what they'll do.
Yeah. Now, I don't know whether she's taking a royal stance where they say nothing.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have an opinion, which I suppose it's a sensible one. But There's an element of preachiness about it, of her, in the lyrical content, and I don't know.
Do you know what?
I guess she's so high on a pedestal. It's just easy to knock, and I guess we need to be mindful of that.
She plays this. Some of her lyrics apparently play this sort of victim thing, like you said before. So the next thing that could happen would make her even bigger, but will be extremely bad, is that she breaks up with his current boyfriend.
Oh no, she does that all the time now.
Yeah, but that's going to happen, isn't it?
If she really wants to do something bad, create a reggae album. Taylor does reggae.
No.
Wind your body down.
No, they'd love it. They'd love it. They'd just think it's the best thing ever.
There was something on social media saying that it's American football guy, isn't it? It's just won Super Bowl. I forgot his name now.
Kansas City Chiefs, is it?
Yeah, she flew.
Arkansas Wallabies.
That's them.
That's them.
And it's something like this is like a 16th boyfriend or something like that.
Well, we've all been there.
I guess it is difficult maintaining a relationship when you're that famous, though. It's going to be,
He might as well just if them two wreck up.
I don't know.
If he cheats on her, he might as well just find a cave to live in.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've become tabloid gossip.
Oh yeah.
If he cheats on her,
no, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What's their fans going to do? They're going to seek him out. They're going to.
They'll just be looking forward to the next album because they'll be all about that.
Right, we'll get off that subject because it's like it could be disturbing.
Yeah. What else we got?
Do you realise it's 30 years since Kurt Cobain died?
Yes. Is it really?
30? Wow.
30 years. Yeah, when I heard it, I thought, no. I think it was last month, actually.
And he died when he was 27.
Yeah, 30 years. And
So he'd been 57.
Sorry?
So he'd been 57.
Yeah. His daughter's sort of. I don't know how to describe it really. I suppose it's a praise about a father, but it's not gone into the fact that it's not what you think it is. It's not like saying, "Oh, he was the best father," because she was only 2, so she doesn't remember him. She has nothing. She said, like she says in this little statement, "I don't know how he likes his coffee. I know nothing about him. All the thing I know about him, what people have told me, so I can't really connect with him." Still, what she talks about within her little statement is how she gets over grief, how she's got over this absence, this loss of this big personality in her life that she never knew.
Right.
And it's really worth listening to actually, or reading the statement, because it's quite a nice little thing that she's done. Gone really into depth about this how she's dealt with this loss, and the way he died and everything else like that. She's not really delved into that. The stardom he had, she's not really delved into that. It's about her personal experience about
Knowing somebody she never knew, really.
No, well, yeah, because he's so well known, but she doesn't know him.
He's the most expensive guitar, isn't it? Is his that Martin?
Which is ridiculous,
acoustic.
isn't it?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous because that
It-
would have been
It's only that expensive because he owned it.
yeah. It went for more than Gilmore's.
Really?
Yeah, it was a Martin 1959 D18E.
Oh, that one.
And it was sold for just over $6 million.
Wow.
Well, if somebody's, and the people out there, they have got money to spend on stuff like that.
And you know the cardigan that he wore for MTV, Unplugged?
Couple of million.
That went for $334,000
He'd hate that.
for
He'd
a
hate
cardigan.
that.
I think that was all what we were against.
Yeah.
Really.
He'd absolutely hate that.
That for a cardigan.
Yeah.
It wasn't even designer.
No label, nothing.
No label. Just
It just goes to
Marks
prove
and Spencer's.
it doesn't need a badge on it, man.
his nana knitted it in.
David Gilmour's on tour again, isn't he?
I want to go.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
go.
But he said-
I want to go.
Don't expect any Pink Floyd classics.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I was talking to Wayne about this.
Apparently,
we
he's
did.
going to be playing Dick a Dum Dum.
It's not.
Dum Dum.
I'm not going. It's
But
just
Bum
announced
Bum,
that
wasn't
it's playing Albert Hall in October. It's got about, I'm going to say 6 or 7 dates.
Yeah, it's something like third,
11th
fourth,
till
third.
the 17th or something
Yeah,
like
is
that. 18th.
Was it third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and then something like
Load of
11th,
dates.
12th, 13th, I think. Something
Yeah.
like that.
Speaking of David Gilmour,
It's his favourite venue in this country.
is it really?
It is a lot of people though.
Yeah, I've
But
watched
it
that,
says
yeah.
it's his favourite venue in this country.
Well, that's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bold thing to say, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd like to. It's one of my big boxes to
Got,
tick.
Have you not seen him?
No,
live?
I've never
I
seen
thought you saw him. I thought you saw him live.
No.
Oh, I'm thinking of Paul Carrick.
Yeah, you never see them both in the same room together.
You don't.
That's the strange. No, I've been to Pompeii where he played. That's about as near as I've got to him.
Do you know that David Gilmour did a rendition of Purple Rain in the 90s?
In well done, yeah. A lot of people did have a stab at it.
Who would you think might have sung that? But I'll give you a clue. He's wearing a purple zoot suit.
Pink.
Purple. It was the 90s.
Prince.
Nope.
Somebody did a cover of Purple Rain wearing a purple zoot suit.
Yeah.
Male or female?
Male.
Male.
Bowie. I'll give you a clue.
He's a guitarist, is he?
No, he's a singer.
Bowie.
He's a singer.
David Gilmour's a guitarist.
Still Bowie.
Oh, all right. We'll go for Roger Waters. Can you imagine Roger Waters doing that? No,
Oh, is he not gonna? Is he not gonna play?
not going to play.
Have I got my? Hold on, let me just check the Bluetooth is connected. Discuss amongst yourself. Who do you think it could be?
Right, who do you think it is, Wayne?
Bowie.
Bowie.
Because didn't he do something with, was it him different?
He did.
or
He did. Yeah, he
or
did.
did he do it with Floyd?
Comfortably numbered it. I think that was his last live performance.
Really? Yeah. I'm going to go with Bowie.
Bowie.
Oh, Mick Jagger.
I'm going
No.
now. You ready?
Go on then.
I'll go with one of them too. Tom. Tom Jones.
Oh, quick.
Tom Jones. Now, they only show us a little bit of his singing, but he screams in it
It's screaming.
like it's acid rain. Did you not hear it?
No,
Yeah.
I can hear the music. I can't hear the vocals.
He's not singing yet.
He's not singing yet.
Oh, okay. That's why I can't.
Ready?
He just sing
Ready?
right at the beginning.
I have no idea.
Well, it wasn't very good.
No, it weren't.
No, it wasn't.
What was it?
Oh, it was Tom Jones.
Tom Jones.
Oh, it was Tom Jones. I thought you were kidding.
No.
No, it was Tom Jones and David Gilmour playing Purple Rain Prince.
Sorry.
How weird's that?
No, it's not. It is weird.
It's weird.
Yeah. And I like Tom.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure it was a good rendition, but it was back in the day when he was dyeing his hair black and wearing zoot suits. I think I better dance now.
But I
Sex
do like
bomb.
that dance he used to do back in the old early 70s, late 60s there. And he looked like he was having an epileptic fit, but stood up.
Oh, yeah, wait, he's holding his own hair.
Yeah, it's shocking. It's great viewing.
It's yeah, marvellous.
So some other news on Gilmour while we're on the subject of Gilmour. I'll read an article by Gilmour this week, and apparently he's watched the documentary of the Beatles called Get Back.
Yeah.
And he says he found it a very odd watch, and he can't believe that McCartney has allowed it to be aired.
Now,
Wait a minute.
oh, sorry.
He says the video is constructed from 60 hours of footage when they recorded the final album Let It Be
Yeah.
in 1970.
Yeah,
He found that McCartney was very domineering.
yeah.
Lennon was ducking back because of where his head was at.
Yeah.
And George leaving and coming back.
Yeah.
And he says he just can't believe that McCartney's let him air this.
Well, isn't that interesting? Because that's the perspective of somebody who was in a very famous band, Pink Floyd. And he's probably shocked that McCartney let it out because McCartney comes across as a leader of a bunch of people that aren't bothered anymore.
Yeah.
And is vigilant with his work. I think it's a very honest thing. He didn't have to show it.
I've not watched it. So
I've seen a lot of clips of it.
I
but
don't know.
What I've gathered from what I've read and what I've seen is that is what all he's trying to do all the time is rally the troops, trying to get them organised to do some work. George is. I don't think George can be bothered.
It doesn't make him popular by doing it.
No, Ringo wanted to leave. In fact, he left once, and then they had to talk him to
No,
come back.
not Ringo.
That was George.
Sorry,
George.
no, but
John.
Ringo did leave.
Ringo's the only one that stayed around. He
No,
was
at
there.
one stage, I don't know whether this album, but it did leave, and they had to talk him to come back. George left, I think, twice, and they had to talk him out to come back. And Lennon didn't want to be there. He was only there for half of it anyway, when the recording of it. And this is the bit that really.
But didn't he have to go and lay in a bed in New York for 2 weeks?
That was a different episode altogether. But you're talking of beds. Yoko had got a bad back, but she wanted to be in the studio with them when they were recorded. So a lot of the time, they had a bed put in the studio, so Yoko could lay in there in the bed, but she had a microphone so that she could prompt instructions to John whilst laid in this bed. Now, ask yourself whether McCartney was in the right frame of mind when he sees all this going off. No wonder he might have been a bit sort of like, all right, let's get this done so we can get away from all this.
Well, as I said, I've not seen it. It's just what I'll read.
I have. I've watched
the article
all
by
episodes,
Gilmore.
and it appears to be.
Is it a new one? Is it a new?
It came out about 2
documentary?
years ago, but it's in no way favourable towards Paul McCartney or anyone. It's quite.
No, don't put anybody in a good light.
It appears to be quite an honest look
yeah.
of like a moment in history.
Yeah,
And I think that's
what it's designed for.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's you can see the roots growing of the breakup of the Beatles, and you get to understand a little bit more about the individual characters. Yeah, but it's interesting that David Gilmour's view of it is that he is not a fan, but then he was intrigued to watch it,
considering that their time period when they were making the final cut was probably worse than that actually making that album.
Maybe it's too soul for him to see.
Yeah, maybe
how it was when he was 28.
Maybe that's a good point. Maybe it just reminded him too much of that period in his life.
Yeah.
Maybe he understands it better than we do.
Maybe he's thinking that he wouldn't agree with himself at that age, so he can't understand why Paul would have put it out or showing himself at that age and disagreeing with who he is.
They had to have a leader because nobody wanted to be there.
Yeah.
McCartney took the job. Do you know the recent album by Beyonce?
Texas thing.
Yeah, massive success.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney's got some writing credits on that.
Oh yeah, well she did a cover of Blackbird.
She's done a cover of Blackbird,
All right.
but McCartney.
Well,
sorry,
just if I don't ask this, I'll forget. In a style of country, or is it a country album she's
it's
done?
quite faithful to the original.
All right, so it's not like a country version of
None of it's
Blackbird.
quite country.
Right, I've not listened to
Well,
that
if you put a slide guitar and a banjo and anything, people will call it country, but that don't
and
make
say
it country.
yee-haw a lot.
That don't make it country.
Hell yeah!
Oh, boy.
There's some country songs on it.
Right.
Majority aren't. But the Blackbird song is quite it's close to original. There's a different arrangement of it. Yeah.
Has it got the blackbirds chirping on it?
It's leaning towards more of the civil rights thing than it is.
So she might be part of this environmental thing. She's put blackbirds on it,
Yeah. Why not?
chirping
Why not?
in
Yeah.
the background.
But Paul McCartney got some royalty rights from it because he gave her his original acoustic guitar backing track of the song. So that
Right.
guitar that you hear was
Is-
the original recording
right.
that Paul McCartney did.
Oh, I bet he's
Plus-
glad at money for that. Bit of wonga for bank
He's not
holiday.
as daft as he looked.
What he got something anyway for doing Blackbird?
Yeah, but extra.
It would have got that. but
Nice
it-
little Bunsen burner.
Mind you, the Beatles would have got that, wouldn't they? As a unit.
I think that's a Paul McCartney song, so he would have got royalties for that.
So he'd have got that.
He'd have got that. Ringo wouldn't have got out for it.
See, I just don't get that. If
I
you're
know,
a
I
band,
know.
you're a band.
I know.
If you're a team, you're a team.
It didn't work that way. But he also gave her, if you listen to the track, you'll have heard it, but you probably don't realise what it is. It's Blackbird singing in the bed, and there's a tapping.
Yeah.
It's his foot tapping on the floor. And that was recorded, his foot tapping on the floor.
Oh,
And it's Paul McCartney's foot. He was using that as his
metronome.
metronome.
All right, yeah.
He's also donated that. so that what you hear is foot tapping. So you'll get roasted for that as well.
Huh?
It's good, isn't it?
It's nuts. I was reading something, and it said that as this week, she just walked out on Jay-Z.
Is she?
Have I read that? Have I read that?
Tabloids
right?
again, gossip.
Yeah.
Something to do.
Hold on. She's just sent me a message.
What are you doing tonight?
Hold on. Well, no, let's just freeze this frame a minute. She's just sent me a message.
Yeah, buzz up to his ear. Hello, message
It was a
received.
voice message. And she says, tell Wade to shut up. It's not common knowledge, yeah?
Yeah, so I don't know how much of that is true, if at all any of it's true, but there was a post that said, "Oh my God, he's disgusting." And then underneath,
You've clicked on some clickbait there, haven't you?
no,
You have.
no,
Is it
You are
about
clickbait fodder.
Is it about the Puff Daddy thing? The P. Diddy?
it was something to do with P Diddy,
Because they're quite close.
Put
and it said, "Oh my God, that's disgusting," and then it said underneath,
it away.
Beyonce has walked out on Jay-Z,
Oh,
and I just thought,
Well, I think in the
I didn't read it, folks. I wasn't going to mention it, but were you fetching her up? I thought I'll just throw that in. It might be no, it might be some crap. I don't know.
I think in the style of EastEnders, we should leave in a cliffhanger. Right there.
Do. Goodbye.
Get out of my pub.